Hi, my name's Shane, and today we're going to discuss a few tips and tricks on how to extend the longevity of your water heater, and I'm going to show you how to flush the system, which should be done annually. Okay, one thing you can do to generate some savings on your energy bills is insulate your hot water tank. What this does is increases the thermal capacity of the tank, which can prevent heat loss, which can occur just by nature of the tank design. And it's a simple process. You don't have to use any special insulation. Usually the stuff with the plastic backing is best, but they also make blankets for your hot water heater, or for your hot water tank, excuse me. Another thing you need to do annually, should be done annually, especially if you have hard water, is flushing the tank. And I'll show you how to do that here now. Some tools that may be required, depending on the style of water heater you have, possibly a flat blade screwdriver, an adjustable crescent wrench, or a pair of pliers. Channel locks or slip joint pliers probably do the trick just fine. So some things you need to do prior to flushing the tank. You need to shut off the cold supply. You just turn the valve feeding the hot water tank. Make sure it's fully closed. Then you'd come over here, step around the hot water tank, wherever it may be, but you'll follow the gas supply line. You want to find the valve. You want to shut that valve off, and depending on the type of hot water tank you have, if it's gas-fired millivolt system, which has an electronic gas valve on it, it'll shut down itself. If you have an electric water tank, what you need to do is just disconnect the power, whether at the breaker, unplugging the thing, whatever the case may be. In my case, we have a power venter, so we would unplug the power venter system or just turn it off. There's usually a switch, it's pretty easily found. We would turn that switch off. Once the gas supply is shut off, the power is shut off, and your water supply feeding the tank is shut off, you should be good to go flushing it. Now, one thing that's going to ease the flushing is by relieving the back pressure. So you want to open a hot water valve somewhere in the house on any faucet. What that'll allow is the airflow, so that it doesn't become airlocked and the tank won't flush or drain for you. Now, the purposes of draining a hot water tank are to remove any sediment that may build up due to the water supply, or just by nature of the materials the tank is built from. If your anode rod is already corroded, then the tank lining will start to corrode. So the sediment in the bottom of the tank, what it'll do is it creates a thermal barrier. So as your gas-fired system heats up, that can create hot spots in the the inner wall of the water jacket, which will then, those are the spots that will corrode quickest, which will then render your tank inoperable. In an electric hot water heater, what happens is the lower heat coil works too hard, and it'll wear out quicker due to that thermal layer. So now I'll go into how you flush the tank. So in this case, we're ready to flush the hot water tank and drain it. My hot water tank in particular uses a flat blade screwdriver on the valve, which drains the tank. I have the hot water valve open in one of my spigots, which should prevent it from airlocking and allow it to drain. So you just want to open this valve fully. Shouldn't take but a couple turns, and you'll hear the water flush out. Now you want to let this go until it runs dry. You should see at the end, especially if you haven't done this in a while, but out where the end of your hose is, you should see a pile of sediment. Once it's done, you just want to close your valve completely. You'll want to restore power, whether it's an electric hot water heater, a gas, in my case, an electronic ignition, which once I have the gas restored and turn it on, I'll have to adjust my temperature, but it should fire automatically. But you don't want to restore power until the tank is completely filled with water. So you want to leave your gas valve off, you want to leave your water supply off, or you want to turn your water supply on, but you want to leave power off to the water tank. In my case, I would leave the gas off to it until the tank was full, then restore gas, it'll automatically fire. I want to make sure my power venter's turned back on. If you have a standing pilot, you need a long grill igniter or something of that sort, and you'll need to relight your pilot light. If you have an electric water heater, you wait till the tank is full and you plug the water heater in, and you should have hot water restored. You'll get a little air in your lines shortly after restoring the water supply. You'll get some air in your hot water line, and it may startle you for a second, but don't be alarmed. It should subside after a short period. And you want to perform this task annually. It's a good idea. You can extend the life of your hot water tank and prevent costly repairs. Thank you.